Oh, hello there. It's good to see you. I'm a bit buried under this mountain of paperwork. I'm afraid I've let it pile up a bit today. You know how it goes when the duties pile on. One after another. But I don't want to keep you here for too long. Huh? You're offering to help? Oh, that's sweet of you. You're a good listener. I know this might take a little time, but you're welcome to stay and assist. I could definitely use a hand, to be honest. I have 346 documents to sort through, and it seems like my desk has become a battlefield. I don't mind the mess, but it does make me think. I can't help but feel like I'm getting lost in all the details. I've been going through these reports for hours now, but it feels like the more I organize, the more I find to go through. It's exhausting. Would you mind helping me sort through them? It's a bit of a process, but we can break it down. I'll guide you. I know it sounds like a lot, but with your help, we can get through this quickly. Let's see. Here are the first few documents. Lumina Square, Section 6, and Tops. These are incident reports from last week. We'll start by putting them into the completed pile, and any that need further investigation we'll set aside. I suppose you didn't expect to spend your evening sorting through Section 6's reports, did you? But I'll make it worth your while. I know a little about you already, after all. You're quite organized, aren't you? You have a good eye for detail. I can tell. Here, let me give you a hand. This first report is a routine one. We can place it here. And this one... this one's important. This needs follow-ups before we can close it. You can mark it with the yellow sticky note. I like to use them for reminders. You're familiar with that, I assume? Alright. And there. It's simple when you break it into steps, right? First, we separate by category. Then we go through each one and make sure everything matches up. Alright. Let's see. So many of these need follow-up actions. Sometimes I wonder how I keep everything in my head, with all these little details floating around. But, you know, I don't mind the challenge. I've always enjoyed remembering the tiniest things. It's like a game to me. You can say I have a photographic memory. It helps when dealing with such vast amounts of information. Sometimes I remember things I didn't even know I could. I suppose that's why I became the deputy chief. I know how to manage, how to make sense of chaos, and maybe a little bit of luck as well. But enough about me. Let's focus on getting these done. You're doing a wonderful job. Let's keep going. Okay, these are done now. Let's divide the next set into urgent and standard. This pile here is a bit more time sensitive. We'll place those in a separate stack. It's good to prioritize, you know? By the way, you're very calm. I appreciate that. It's rare to find someone who can focus in a quiet environment like this. Some people get distracted by the tiniest sounds, but you're good at staying on task. You remind me of how I used to be when I first started in the force. So meticulous, so steady. You're doing quite well, aren't you? Let's take a little break after this batch. Yeah, of course. You've already helped me reduce the workload by a huge margin. You know, it's nice to have someone here to help. Normally it's just me and the reports, but with you here, it feels a lot less lonely. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, that can go here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These can go here. Well, eventually we'll be halfway through. It's nice to see the pile shrinking, even just a little bit. When I first started, I used to get overwhelmed by the sheer volume. But now, it's almost like second nature. All these years of experience, and it just comes together in a way that feels smooth, like a rhythm. Do you have any experience with organizing paperwork? Or is this a new skill for you? I see. Well, you certainly have a knack for it. I need to stretch a little bit. You know, in some ways, this reminds me of the times I used to spend with my family. We'd gather around the table, sorting through little things, keeping track of the important stuff. It was never as formal as this, but it had a similar rhythm to it. Sometimes it's the small, mundane things that help remind us of what really matters. Like a quiet, simple evening spent together. You've been so helpful. You've been keeping track of everything, and I think we're nearly finished. I'm impressed. Alright. One last pile. Just a few more to go. And after that, I think we can finally call it a day. Now this one is a tricky one. It's a mix of incomplete reports and urgent files. We'll need to go through them with a bit more care. But I know you got this. You show me you can stay focused. Just make sure you're clear on the details before we move anything around. Alright. Just these last few. And... there we go. All done. Honestly, I don't know what I would have done without you. Thank you, really. You've made this whole process feel easy. I couldn't have done it alone tonight. You're welcome to stay for a while if you'd like. We could enjoy a cup of tea or just chat. It's nice to have someone around. And after all this paperwork, I could use a moment to unwind. You've done more than just help me sort papers today. You've brought a little peace to a chaotic task. And for that, I'm grateful. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it more than you know.